just here. Existing. Books. And it's surprising how many times I drop these trying to take the thumbnail, and yet when I'm going like this now, alright, I don't know if I want to start off with a regular intro. Well, anyways, if you're new here, my name's Aqasha, and today I'm talking about books. So in my last video, I was kind of having a little existential crisis, or midlife crisis, or quarter life crisis, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I'm still going through it, but you know what? I'm trying to do things I really like to do, and one of them is reading. So literally, it's been years. I'm sorry, you guys can hear people mowing the grass outside. So it's been years since I last bought a book for the purpose of just reading and pleasure of reading. Like, been buying textbooks for school, but it wasn't anything I wanted to do, wasn't something I enjoyed. And as a kid, one thing I really enjoyed doing was reading books. Like, I would buy so many books all the time. I loved reading. I loved, like, you know, going to the library in school. My parents never took me to the library outside of school. I don't know why, it just wasn't really a thing. You know, I have immigrant parents, and I mean, they probably knew about a public library, but they just never really took me. But whenever I went to the store, I would look for books to buy, and they would let me buy a book, which was really nice. So it's literally been years, like probably since maybe middle or elementary, that I bought a book that I really liked. In high school, I really didn't do that because I didn't have time, and I feel like I was in a depression or something. And so I didn't buy books that I enjoyed, and all throughout college I've just been busy and doing the work that they want me to do and not enjoying reading the way I used to as a kid. And lately I've just been thinking about how as a child I used to find a nice book and I would just get like entranced in the reading, and like it was like I was in another world. Like, I was reading and I was in the world of like the characters and whatever was going on, and I was in that time period and setting and everything, and I used to be like so obsessed, and it was just so magical, if that makes sense. And like, I would bring home books from school. Like, I would be in 3rd grade. I remember in 3rd grade my favorite book was Sweet Miss Honeywell's Revenge. It was a little horror novel. It was fiction, and it was like 300 plus pages long. Favorite book in 3rd grade, and I still remember that. Like, I would just bring home new books all the time. I remember, like, I used to ask the librarian, like, what's the limit on taking out books? Like, I was a little Matilda, okay? I wasn't really, but I was like in the sense of reading, okay? So I remember, like, I would come home and I would hide away in our like living room area on the couch where nobody goes. We usually go there if there's guests, and I would just read and read for hours and hours and hours, and I'd read in the car, and I'd read in the dark and all that stuff, you know. And my parents would be like yelling at me to come eat, and I was just too entranced and enchanted by the books. I just recently bought some books. What made me do it? Let's ask myself. Right, so I've been on Instagram a lot, and I honestly think I might take a break soon from there. Just log off. I'm not gonna be that one person who posts a blank screen and goes, text me if you need me. I just feel like it's almost attention seeking when people do it, and maybe they do want attention and they want someone to ask them if they're okay. I'm not gonna do all that. At some point I might just log out and not use it for a while because it's just distracting for me, and I feel like for your mental health it's not good if you're like laying in bed and you're just on Instagram for hours, which can be me in the morning. Usually it's like an hour max, but still that's like not good. That's an hour where I could be doing stuff. So I've been on Instagram though, and there's a lot of like health and lifestyle people, and I keep seeing reels, and I kept seeing this book. So this is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. So I bought it. I haven't started it because I wanted to make this video first, but I am super excited to start it. I don't want to spoil it or anything. Basically, like, if you like stuff for like mental health and like self-help, that sort of stuff, I feel like this book could be good for anybody who likes to think on a deeper level. 101 Essays That Change the Way You Think, and I believe each one's like a couple pages long. So like, here's some of the chapter names, just to kind of get you guys interested and lured in. I don't know if you guys like reading, but I think it's something that anyone can pick up and be really into if they want to. You know, I feel like reading is attractive, you know, like if you know someone likes to read, and like really learn things, that is so attractive to me. Like I feel like it's always good to want to learn or know more, but if you want to be stagnant and stay the same and you don't want to learn more things and you want to just keep the same opinions and do the same things for your entire life, just something about that is so like ugh to me, you know what I mean? Like it's just not, it's not the move. So here's a couple of the essay names. How the people we once loved became strangers again, 10 things emotionally intelligent people do not do, 16 signs of a socially intelligent person, uncomfortable feelings that actually indicate you're on the right path, what the feelings you most suppress are trying to tell you, 20 signs you are doing better than you think you are, breaking your upper limit and how people hold themselves back from real happiness. And like I said, there's 101 essays. There's no such thing as letting go, just accepting what's already gone. Why does a soul want a body? Why you're struggling in your relationships based on your attachment style. You're only in your 20s, it's not too late to completely start over. So I feel like this book is like really good, and on the back it just says, over the past few years, Brianna Weiss has gained renown for her deeply moving philosophical writing. This new compilation of her published work features pieces on why you should pursue purpose over passion, embrace negative thinking, see the wisdom in daily routine, and become aware of the cognitive biases that are creating the way you see your life. Some of these pieces have never been seen. Others have been read by millions of people around the world. Regardless, each will leave you thinking, this idea changed my life. I'm just gonna let you guys sit with that thought for a second. I usually read really fast when I'm reading, and when I'm reading out loud I kind of lag and like slow down, but in reality when I read, I'm a very fast reader. Like I can get through something really quick. For most of these books, I have not read them. I just read one of them. And while we're on the topic of self-help books, I also bought these two. So this one is called A Year of Zen. This one is called the 5-Minute Journal. So the 5-Minute Journal is also one that I kept seeing on Instagram that made me buy it, even though some of the reviews I felt like of people on Amazon and stuff like reviewing, you know, buying the book, they didn't seem to like it as much, but I kept seeing the Instagrams about it and people were saying like, you know, you should try this on Instagram, Reels, whatever, journaling. I used to journal all the time. That's another thing I used to do that I don't do anymore, that I might start picking up once I get really into what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of trying to set a routine for myself, you know. 5-Minute Journal, title says what it is, 5-Minute Journal. I'm pretty sure it's like a prompt and then something you do. I didn't want to open most of these before this video because I wanted to get the reactions on camera, but this one just says, the 5-Minute Journal, the simple, most effective thing you can do every day to be happier. And then it says, dedication to lifelong learners and doers, you're changing the world every day. The 5-Minute Journal is not a magic pill. Although there's certainly some magic at work here, you still have to do the work in the real world. Get out of your comfort zone, take action, and make magic happen. This journal is your guide. You are ready. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And it's Roald Dahl. Love him. Weren't we just talking about Matilda? Didn't he make Matilda? Yeah, I might be wrong, but I think he made Matilda, and he made Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. Oh my god, I can't talk. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. 5 reasons you will love the 5-Minute Journal. And then it just says how it's like the simplest thing you can do to be happier, built on proven psychology, journal for people who don't write journals, snapshot of your positive experiences, and it's a commitment that you can stick to because it's 5 minutes. Oh my god, my nose has been running all day, and whenever it starts, my eyes begin to water. I had to do my eye makeup like multiple times for this video, like right underneath my eyes to cover my eye bags. Okay, so they have like a bunch of writing about how this works, why I should write as soon as I wake up. There's reasons to that too. Why I should write before I sleep. It's basically showing you examples of what you're going to be doing like when you're writing. So the prompts look something like this if you guys are interested. This is an example of the prompts. And here is another one. It says, start each day with a grateful heart. Hey, that's what my agenda used to say. So then it says, I'm grateful for, and you say what you're grateful for. What would make today great? And then a daily affirmation like, I am smart, I am resilient, stuff like that. And it's 3 amazing things that can happen today, and how could I have made today even better? So those are things you write, and it looks like it's the same thing over and over and over again, which I think is the reason a lot of people on Amazon did not like it. So then for people like me who don't like to do the same thing over and over and over again, even though I do like routine, I don't like it to be boring. I think this might be better, and this is way cheaper than the 5-minute journal, and I will link everything below as well. So this is A Year of Zen. It is a 52-week guided journal. I haven't started this one, but it basically has different prompts every day, and you can see what week you're on when you open a page. So I'll open a random one and I'll read it to you guys. Okay, so week 2 says, find a comfortable position and sit still for 5 minutes. What makes you want to move? Is there space between a sensation and the decision to move away from it? Explore. And then like random things. And it's kind of, I feel like it's almost spiritual because, or you know how it says Zen. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more, yeah, meditation. That is the right word, not spiritual. I feel like there's some meditation to this one, which I have never done before, unless praying counts. Oh my god, this video is gonna be like 20 minutes long. So yeah, that's A Year of Zen. So we've already went over these 3 kind of like self-help, etc. So there's the 101 essays that'll change the way you think, 5-minute journal, and A Year of Zen. Now to move on to the next one. So then I was at Harris Teeter and I bought both of these books at the same time. I was on a break at work. And then I was like, I'm just gonna go over there and get some books. So then I got these 2. And this one is by Stephen King. I don't think I've ever read any of his books, but I hear that they're very much like horror and scary and gory and stuff like that. So if you guys like things like that, then this might be for you. I haven't started it yet because it is so thick, and one of my main issues is that once I start something, I need to finish it. So I'm not starting this one yet because it is so long. There is about 655 pages, so I'm not gonna start it yet. But this one though, I started this one and I finished it in 4 days. So when I first started it, it took me 3 days to get through half of it. And then on the 4th day, it got really interesting for me. I was about halfway in and I went through the entire thing. I sat there for maybe a few hours and I got through the rest of the book. And it was really, really good. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but here's what it says, When I Was You. And on the back it says, One ordinary fall morning, Kelly Medina gets a call from her son's pediatrician to confirm her upcoming well baby appointment. It's a cruel mistake. Her son left for college a year ago, and Kelly's never felt so alone. The receptionist apologizes, and there's another mother in town named Kelly Medina. She must have gotten their numbers switched. For days, Kelly can't stop thinking about the woman who shares her name, lives in her hometown, in her same town, and has a son that she can still hold, and her whole life ahead of her. When Kelly just happens to bump into the single mother outside the pediatrician's office, it's simple curiosity getting the better of her, but that curiosity quickly turns to an obsession. When one Kelly disappears, well, the other one may know why. So honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie, this book was kind of hard to get into, but it was also the first book that I had started reading since I haven't read for my own pleasure in years. So it was a little hard to get into at first because for me, I almost need something that interests me like right away. I remember when I was in elementary school, I tried to pick up the book Harry Potter and read it, and it just didn't interest me right away. And I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying that. I haven't tried reading it since. I'm open to trying it now that I am a little grown up. But this one didn't interest me right away, but once I got to the center, because I didn't give up, I kept reading it. I told you guys it took me 3 days to get to the center because I just wasn't interested. I would read a little bit and then put it aside. But once I got to the center, it was like I could not put it down until I finished. Like I got out a thing of coffee and I got out some I got out some coffee and some croissants, and I just couldn't put it down until I was absolutely done. So yeah. Alright, I don't want to spoil this too much, but I'm going to get into it a tiny bit, so if you don't want this spoiled and you think you're going to read it, maybe skip ahead. This is When I Was You by Amber Garza. So what happens is there's a woman named Kelly Medina. Receptionist calls her from her son's pediatrician's office. I'm trying to talk really fast, my camera's about to overheat. She's getting called about a well baby's visit, but her son has already gone away to college, just like the back had stated. And basically she starts pursuing who this other woman is, trying to look her up, and then she stops by the pediatrician's office and waits outside to see who she is. It's almost like there's an obsession there, like she has some sort of mental disorders, which is what I was thinking, and my assumptions were maybe the When I Was You is referring to her thinking of herself, because it almost seemed like she had schizophrenia. The things that she would describe in the first few chapters hinted at her being schizophrenic because she had a childhood friend for a very, very long time who was actually imaginary. She almost did some other things that basically schizophrenic people do. I don't want to spoil it too much. And she has a therapist that she sees for those reasons. So it almost made me think that maybe, I'm not gonna tell you guys if it's true or not, but it made me think that, is this woman schizophrenic? Is the younger woman that she's seeing really herself as a young mom? But basically she starts to pursue the woman and it gets a little crazy, and I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to tell you guys, was the other woman real? Was she not? Who did what? Why does one go missing? Da, 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 da. It gets really crazy. Check it out. And then The Institute, like I told you guys, horror. I haven't read it, it's too thick. And the last two, so I started this one a little bit, but I haven't really fully read it. So this one is The Invitation by Rachel Abbott. I read like maybe a few pages, haven't really caught up on it yet. I'm really busy lately. I'm taking 17 credits and I work 2 jobs. And then I just bought this like 2 days ago, and it says There's Someone Inside Your House, and this is by Stephanie Perkins. I'm talking really fast, my camera's about to turn off. So this is also on Netflix apparently, if you guys want to watch it, but I don't want to spoil that for myself. I want to read this and then maybe I'll watch it, but sometimes I feel like the books are always better than the movies. They have more detail, more juice, and then it bothers me when there's like things different from the movie to the book, which happened with me with The Maze Runner in high school or something, middle school. So yeah, those are the books I got, and I really hope that this video kind of gave you some insight to reading and made you want to read. And okay, my camera died and it just turned on, so I didn't want to leave before I finished my outro. So if any of you guys saw my last video and you commented, I really appreciate it, because I read all those comments and some of them were really sweet and some of them brought me to tears, because I really feel for you guys, because I am that freaking emotional, as you guys saw. But I really relate to a lot of the comments as well. Like some of you guys were saying that you go through the same things, or that watching my video reminded you of yourself and situations you guys have gone through. And I really appreciate all the feedback and just knowing that you guys are there, or I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm there for you guys too if you need me. But yeah, I'm really glad that you guys were able to, I guess, be there for me in a way, if that makes sense. I'm gonna turn off the camera before I start crying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye! Reading and books and coffee goes with books.